What's up, guys? It's Tony with Resell Brothers here. The stock market's down trillions. The economy's in the toilet. Are we down in 2025? We're going to go over a week's worth of sales with you guys so that we can discuss how we're tackling these tough economic times.
So let's run through the numbers. Are we down a little bit from last year? Yes. But is our buy cost also substantially lower than last year? The answer to that is also yes.
We saw it coming and we decided to pivot and start paying a little bit less for our items.
Yeah, when the economy's down, cheaper items do seem to sell better. People have less money in their pocket, so they're spending less money. So as you can see on eBay, we did $10,706 this past week, March 3rd through the 9th. Poshmark around $1,300. Macari was absolutely awful, $127. For a total of around $12,000. Now, like I said, we might have less in sales, but we do have a much lower buy cost compared to last year. So our profit is maintaining pretty much the same amount. So we're definitely happy with that, especially with this down economy, with the stock market going crazy. We're super happy to maintain our numbers. But we're going to roll into the sales and show you guys what's selling, what kind of stuff you can expect to sell when the market is not going your direction, to say the least.
The first one we got here is a little Armani blazer, kind of a velvet texture to it. This sold for $304. Obviously, we've had this for a little bit, actually, since October, so nothing new here. It's just something that is a higher end brand. Took a little bit longer to sell, paid more for, but it was a good payoff when it did sell. So.
This was our highest selling item for the week, so not the regular, kind of a hard thing to find.
Now we got a Huck soft shell vest. This is Huck's a fishing brand. It's a very more of a lower end, not like, I mean, all fishing brands are kind of like the same. Nothing's really crazy about them. I mean, there's some that are better, like Sims and stuff like that. But Huck, kind of like the PFG sort of thing. So this one sold for, I believe it was like $18, and the soft shell, I think, kind of helped it out. So
next is a pair of Bird Dogs athletic shorts. They always say "boom" for your boomstick. Tony told me not to put that in the title, but I want to every time I see it. These sold for $30, and they sold really quickly, listed in February, sold in March. So in about a month, only paid like $5 for them. So
yeah, a lot of people think that "boom for your boomstick" is the style. It's not the style. They have very few different styles, so you can go to the website and look it up pretty easy. You can Google Lens it. That one was the Indianapolis Jones. They're kind of funny. Couple bundle. Oh well, no, not a couple bundles. A couple shirts. That is a bundle. The True Classic. This is a good brand. Don't pay up for it. It does sell rather. I mean, we sold quite a few of them, and it's something that we only paid $3 for, and they were new without tags. And then yeah, so we had sold them both for $13 each. Made a quick what was that, probably $7-8 on them after you go through the shipping that we made money on. So yeah, pretty good.
Easy to list as well. That's another factor.
They sell surprisingly.
T-shirts, shorts, couldn't get any easier to list, so we like to buy that stuff even if we want to make a little bit of money. Like we said, it's kind of recession proof. Lululemon ABC pants. This is a bread and butter. I'm sure most resellers are aware of the Lululemon ABC pants. These sold for $40, and they sold in about a month.
Sports teams, Ohio State Buckeyes. The brand isn't necessarily something that's so important for us. If it's a lower tier brand, Cutter and Buck, obviously not a crazy good brand.
Won't sell as fast.
So it might not sell as fast, and we're not going to pay as much for it. If this was something Nike related or Peter Millar or something crazier, we would have paid up a little bit more for it. This one only paid around $2 for and sold it for $16. So it's something that sports teams, everybody likes their sports teams, they're going to buy them. But you got to pay the appropriate price for it if it's the wrong brand. Yeah. We haven't done this in a while.
Don't pay up, especially for crap.
Yeah, we got to work our kinks out. We haven't made a video in a month. Sorry.
Next is a New York Mets hoodie. It's a Nike hoodie, men's small, so not the greatest size, but we do like to pick up sports team stuff with Nike as the brand. It seems to do a little bit better, sell a little bit faster. This sold in a month. The other one took several months to sell, so better brand, better sell-through rate, gonna sell faster, but still only sold for $23.75.
If you see the title there, look, you see New York Mets first and then Nike at the end, because people are searching for the Mets if they want the Mets. Banana Republic button down. So this is something that is kind of something we buy a lot of. We buy a lot of
mall brand
button down, long sleeve button down shirts.
Because nobody likes to mess with them.
Yeah, nobody ever buys them where we are currently located, and we can pay pretty cheap for them, normally between $1 and $2. Actually, now it's $1. So it used to be around $2. We switched to $1. And this one sold for around 10. So something that we barely have any money invested into. It sold in 6 months is when it was listed, and then it was obviously took 6 months to sell. Sold it for $10, and we made, was that probably anywhere from $5 to $8 depending on the promotion rating.
And this one in particular is not the greatest size, but like you said, we pay $1 for it. It's a more modern. It's the tailored slim fit, so it's a good style. So kind of a no-brainer.
Like I said, for the last 2 or 3 years,
only for $1.
For the last 2 or 3 years, our number 2, it's been our number 2 and our number 3 category has been button-down shirts, so long sleeve button-down shirts.
Oh, also, we are contemplating, if you've been watching the channel for a while, you'll know we did a Hot Ones video. If you haven't seen it, go watch it.
It's totally worse. This is the worst day of my life. Oh man, I'm sweating, baby. Woo! Oh my God, it just gets hotter.
We're thinking about doing it again, maybe a little bit of a different version of it. But if you guys want to see that, comment Hot Ones on this video. And if we get, how many comments do we need to do another Hot Ones? It was if we get
a lot.
If we get 50 comments, we'll do another Hot Ones.
Comments. That's we've done that before.
No, 50 Hot Ones. So I have to say Hot Ones comments. We'll do another Hot Ones episode. So comment Hot Ones if you want to see that. I just skipped this. Hold on. Crap. Okay, you know, it's fine. It's fine. It's been a while, guys. Polo Ralph Lauren khakis. This actually sold for $24. This is another example of a lower tiered item. And this was actually, so this was recreated using Nifty.AI.
Formerly Auto Posture.
Yeah, so you can see the start time on this was February 13th, 2025. The original, so our SKUs are, that's the number associated with the item. So the 33,798 is the number associated. That's the buy cost for the average of this trip, and that's the date it was originally created. As you can see, this was originally listed in 2023, and it has been recreated using the Recreate feature on Nifty.AI, formerly known as Auto Posture. It's definitely something that's going to help you with the recession, with the market crash. You want to be getting your listings refreshed as much as possible. And a recreated item is not like a sell similar relist. It pulls up a brand new page, uses all the photos from your other listing, all the description, and pushes it to eBay like a brand new item, which we have found has increased our sales. So if you're interested in that, we have an affiliate link. You'll get 15% off, the highest discount they have available, and it does support the channel. So definitely check that out if you're interested in a cross lister or just refreshing your inventory.
And we don't, I mean, this is the only thing we ever talk about, like affiliate wise. We don't do any other affiliates because we don't think they provide value. We think this does provide value.
Yeah,
we don't promote anything that doesn't help you guys out. And we've had a ton of comments in the past saying how it's really helped them and changed their business, and it really helped ours too. So we had the biggest year we've ever had last year, and I don't think it was a coincidence that it was our first year using Nifty.AI / Auto Posture. So
the names are kind of confusing.
Nifty.AI. It sounds like a scam. It kind of sounds like a scam site, but it's not. Vintage polo. I don't know if this is really vintage, but yeah, it looks like an older style.
They're old, yeah.
This was a
$1 maybe.
I think it was we paid probably between $3 and $4 for this, just because it was polo. Sold for $16. So like we said about being recession proof, these smaller sales are adding up, and these offers that we're taking, we might only make between $5 and $10 on an item on these ones specifically. But I mean, that was 3 or 4 sales in a row that were all like that. So,
and this sold in like a month, so listed $225.
And if you look at our numbers, it was the average sale price is down because we're taking more offers, but we're selling way more items. So we're not only we're selling more items this year than we did last year. which is kind of weird, recession proof. Like I said, we're selling more and we're making less each item, so we're kind of coming out close to even, which is good.
And one of the reasons we bought these in particular, because they kind of look like a plain Jane pair of Ralph Lauren chinos. They were made in USA. That did help them to sell faster.
Also, you should machine wash and warm and tumble dry on them.
Yeah. Don't forget the care instructions. This is a Guess t-shirt. Not a lot of people picking up Guess, but if it's new with tags, these mall brands are actually performing pretty well from us. Banana Republic, Guess, Gap, you name it. Even like Hollister sometimes. J. Crew. All these mall brands, if they're new with tags, and they're men's in particular, we normally only pick up the men's. They have been performing pretty well for us. I think this sold relatively quickly as well. Yeah, this sold in less than a month.
I listed it and it sold in like the week, I think.
Yeah, it's got this cool kind of tie-dye distressed look to it. Sold super quickly. It sold for like $20 as well. So that's really good for a t-shirt. So super happy with that sale. Definitely a little bit of a hack to the recession in the stock market going down.
Here's another hack.
Buy really good stuff. No.
Blazers. Vineyard Vines on the go blazer. This one's pretty easy, self-explanatory one. We bought these a long time ago. I guess not that long ago. Price 6 months ago. Sold for $85.50 full price, and yeah,
listed $924.
These have all. I said 5-6 months ago.
Oh, okay.
These have done pretty well for us. So this is one of the last few we have, I believe.
Next is another mall brand. What do you know? This is a Gap all day piqué polo, or however you say that.
Peak. I think it's pick or
piqué, peak, whatever.
It means cotton, basically.
However you say it. It sold for around $20, and it sold pretty quickly. Listed January of 2025, so a couple months. Definitely happy with this sale. Another example of a mall brand that is new at tag.
Paid $1 for that. This is a Magellan fish. So this is another kind of like the Huck. It's a Magellan outdoor kind of a fish brand. Something that we're not going to pay a lot for.
It's even lower tier than Huck, though.
Yeah. This one's new at tag. The other one wasn't.
That's true.
This one's $3. So I think we sold this for around $15. Like I said, we're not going to be picky about offers. I mean, if this offer would have been $12, we would have taken it. If it had been $10, probably would have taken it. So,
if we pay $1 for something and we make $5 on it, we're probably gonna take the offer 9 times out of 10. Next is a pair of Hagar, however you say it. This is a pair of shorts, but they are new with tags. They're a 4-way stretch. They're just a nice pair of shorts, and they did cost $55 new. So they sold for, I think, $14, and they sold within a month for that price. We normally pay between $2 to $5 max for something like this.
Some weird Hawaii shirt.
Destination t-shirts can be pretty good.
Yeah, sometimes they do well
if they're new.
And I think if they're a
well
sought after place, there are some places that aren't really destinations that sell shirts. But this one sold for around $14 or $15, I think. And yeah, pretty cool.
Hawaii. Fun fact, we both went on our honeymoons in Hawaii.
I went first.
I copied him, apparently. Next is a pair of Adidas pants. These are just a pretty good bread and butter brand for us. Golf pants, Adidas, Nike, Under Armour, FootJoy, all those main mall brands seem to sell pretty well for us. And we're coming into golf season, so we're going to start moving this stuff like crazy. This was actually recreated as well. So this was listed in 2023 and has been recreated February of 2025. And this sold, so another sale thanks to Nifty.AI.
Yeah, so this one is Adidas and Nike and Under Armour. Notice the golf pants don't sell for as much as they used to. We used to be able to get between 25 and 30.
Are we both doing the same item?
No, I'm just talking about it. So yeah, 25 to 30, and now they're more in the lower 20 range. So just be aware of that when you're paying for your stuff.
Don't pay up as much. Yeah, that's a fair point.
Next is Aviator Nation crew neck sweatshirt. It's a woman's. It's a pretty small size too, but Aviator Nation, it doesn't really matter. This sold for $80.
Thunderbolts in.
Yep, I think I paid around mid-20s for this just because I didn't want it to have to try to wait for like a half off day at like a Goodwill or something. So I decided to just go ahead and pick it up. Sold for $80 really quickly.
Next is a Johnny O new with tag. This Johnny O stuff New tags, like I said, is $138. Like, you might as well just forget that number exists because you're not going to get anywhere near that. I think we got like $35 for this. Paid up a little bit for this as well. So I don't think I would necessarily suggest paying up for stuff like this, but it was a decent. It's a decent brand to be on the lookout for. So
Levi's, we still pick up a lot of Levi's. We only pay around $5 for them at the most.
514.
Yep. So these sold for around $18. And, you know, like I said, it's Levi's. It's nothing crazy, but we do sell a lot of them. So,
and these were recreated as well.
Yeah, they were also recreated via Nifty.AI.
Sounds like a plug. Next is a Charles Tyrwhitt shirt. This sold for $18, and it took a minute to sell. It's not flying off the shelves, but it did end up eventually selling in less than a year. So it's the extra slim fit. Size isn't the greatest. I mean, not size, sorry, style. Extra slim fit's not necessarily the greatest. You prefer just a regular slim fit, but decent brand, decent bread and butter brand.
This is the Izod Saltwater. This is something that is going to start selling a lot more often. It's a size small, and it even, I mean, it's sold in 2 or 3 months.
Hawaiian kind of.
Yep, paid very little for this. This is another one of those brands that I'm trying to hold back a burp that are you're not going to pay a lot for, but you're going to sell it between $10 and $20. This one was around $14. I think it was $14.40. Paid $2 for it, so we're still making around $10. So we'll do that all day.
Next is definitely a when people are trying to spend a little bit less money because of the economy, something like this is something they're going to pick up.
Still got to buy their kids clothes.
This is an American Eagle t-shirt. We hardly ever pick up American Eagle stuff, but this is a new tags item that we paid like $1 for. The cost average for this was $1.16. So we paid $1 for it. We sold it for $14, and we're happy campers.
Sold in about a month.
Yeah, and sold in a month. So sold fast, made
Maybe it's
$10
not that bad.
out the door. You know what? And it's a t-shirt, so easy to list.
And light, so we made $2 on the shipping. This is
a lot of ands.
Stafford dress shirt, sold for, I believe it was $18. Paid, this is something another one we're not going to pay a lot for.
It's the super shirt.
I know it says $5.27, but that was the cost average. I believe this one was around a $2 purchase. So only new with tags when we're buying Stafford.
This is the harsh reality of reselling. You sell stuff like this, you're not going to hit that Carhartt Grail every time. This is like the down and dirty.
What made you pick
the down and dirty Dockers?
What made you pick Carhartt?
I don't know.
To say,
I just like Carhartt. This is a pair of Dockers. They're new at tag. We don't pick them up unless they're new at tags. Sold for around $20, and it sold in about a month.
I tried to pick them up, not new with tags, and it didn't work out.
Yeah,
I was hopeful.
You always test, but no.
Bulwark, I can't. Bulwark, FR, flame resistant. So this is another one where the FR you can probably pick them up used, but I wouldn't pay a lot for them. But new with tags, I would definitely give it a go. I think this sold for $30.
Quick, couple
and
months.
Sold very quickly for us, very quickly.
The Vermont Flannel Company. This is a brand we actually love to resell. Actually only sold for like $20. Our flannels, it's not, I mean, it's still kind of flannel season, but we're going to come into summer here very quickly. So if we get a good offer on a flannel, we're taking it. Probably advise you do the same. But this sold in about a month, and it sold, like I said, for around $20. It's a pretty good brand, the Vermont Flannel Company.
DG2.
Oh, here comes the flop.
This is another Nifty sale. It is AKA formerly known as Auto Posher.
They're beautiful.
Yes, this is a terrible purchase. I don't know why we bought this. But we did, and it was listed for over 2 years. Got recreated February 17th, and then magically sold. So,
with this,
it sold for around, I think it was $9. So this is not something, this is showing you what not to buy.
Yeah, don't buy it.
Don't buy this, but it's showing you that Nifty.AI works, so.
It's a freaking miracle, this thing. This thing, so. I don't know why. I think I bought that, so I have no idea why I bought that. Next is a pretty good jean bolo, 7 for All Mankind. They're the Austian. I don't know why they spell it like that, but it's AUSTYN. Relax straight. These actually sold for $30.40 in a couple of months, so a pretty decent men's.
He said
jean.
bolo, yeah, but it's only for the men's.
Yeah,
yeah, and it's.
I think the men's is the only one
mainly
that has
bread
that
and
style.
butter. Yeah. Lululemon Metal Vent Tech. This is Lulu, we've been selling more in the 20s now than we have in the 30s. So that's a fun
sad
fact. I think this one's $24. It was also an older style. So it's not, I wasn't, you know, obsessed with getting the right amount for it. So this was like $23, I think 23, 24, but it did sell still quickly. So maybe
Nice.
lower your expectations for Lulu a little bit, even in the men's.
Or a lot of it.
Yeah.
Hey, comment what you guys want our next video to be. Would you rather it be a shopping video or another what sold video? I'm just curious. What do you
the
guys
hot
like? Or something
ones.
else? Do you have another suggestion? We've not done a video in forever, so we're looking for suggestions.
Hashtag hot ones.
Or hot ones, yeah. It would be greatly appreciated. Next, I'm getting sidetracked again. I do this a lot. Next is an Athleta inlet jacket. It actually says that on it, I believe. This sold super quickly for us. We don't buy a lot of women's stuff. We definitely don't buy Athleta a lot. But this sold for $45 and I think like less than a week. So the inlet jackets are fantastic, apparently.
This one did not sell in less than a week. This was a Bobby Jones. And
Bobby
it was
Jones.
also
Collection,
it's
though.
It's kind of a golf brand, pretty low tier golf brand, but it was a jacket, so we figured why not give it a whirl. This was also recreated by Nifty.AI. We were recreating a lot of our jackets and coats because we were like, we got to get rid of these things before the next season. Well, before our season's over. So, yep, this sold for, I think it was $24, and it was, yeah,
a sale. Next is
sold quickly after it got recreated. So that's
that,
good.
yeah. Next is a pair of Bonobos chinos. These do not sell for a lot. They used to sell for more, and they used to sell a lot faster, but they've kind of tapered off a little bit. I think this sold for like $20. It sold in a couple of months, so I mean, relatively quickly for our store, but it's more of a bread and butter find, I should say. Not really a bolo, but bread and butter.
This is a William Murray. This is a golf brand I would still pick up, but not like I used to. So
it used to be like crazy good.
Yeah, so that as you can see, we've had this since August of 2023. So it's been well over a year, about a year and a half. It was recreated again. I promise I'm not trying to plug and get you to do something. I'm just pointing it out. This is, I think we sold it for around $29. So it used to sell for a lot more. I think they went into Marshalls and TJ Maxx a little bit.
Every time that happens, if you see it, stop buying that
so
brand.
now it's, instead of selling for 40 to 50, it's more 25 to 35 maybe at the most. This one sold for 29.
I think the same thing kind of happened to Robert Graham. Their stuff used to sell for more, and then they started going into TJ Maxx, Marshalls, and now like the price of that stuff has completely
still
fallen
really
off.
Good polo. Like, it's a nice polo.
Yeah, Nike golf pants. This is a bread and butter item. Just a plain pair of Nike plaid golf pants. Is there something wrong with this? Yeah, so it's got a little spot on it. That's just a picture of the logo. So a couple flaws on this, and it's still sold for, I believe, $14. Paid $5 for it. So we're not getting rich, but we're still making money and making progress.
I think that was recreated.
And it was recreated.
I think it was. Correct me if I'm wrong.
I don't know. I didn't know.
These were two Levi's that sold in a bundle. They paid $10 for both of them. They we kind of held on to them for a little longer than anticipated, about a year. We also had them priced pretty high originally, and then we took 2 offers on them because we were tired of keeping them. So they sold for $24 each. Levi's now, I would say you can expect to get low 30s out of a new tag pair. So maybe don't go
low
too
30s,
crazy,
maybe even
paying
high
up.
20s, to be honest, depending on what kind.
They're just all over the place now. So
next is another sports team item. I actually kind of like Adidas with sports teams. There's not as much of it out there.
Especially if it's newer.
Yeah. So the newer Adidas logo looks like this. It's kind of like fancy and nice and smooth. But this is a Rutgers Adidas. I forgot the word Adidas. This is a Rutgers Adidas jacket.
We've said Adidas a lot.
Sold for $28, and it sold in a couple of months. The sports team stuff has really been performing well for us. All right, guys, we're going to do a rapid around here. Just plow through these so you guys can get some of the brands, some of the stuff that's selling. We got a pair of Calvin Klein straight jeans. These were new at tag, sold for $19 in about a month.
Ralph Lauren dress pants sold for $17, sold in 2 months. Kind of a weird pattern.
This is an Eddie Bauer hoodie, sold for $20. Took several months to sell, but did definitely sell for a decent amount. We paid like $5 for it.
So $240. It said 240.
They said 240, so it's probably $1 a day item.
Yep. This were a newest tag pair of Banana Republic men's jeans. These sold for $32, and they sold rather quickly. So new with tag BR, baby.
This is an Arsenal jersey, a soccer jersey, sold for $30, and it sold within a month.
Path Projects. This is Christian's passion project.
Polo.
He found this brand. It's a running brand. They only sell men's. This sold for $33, and it sold very quickly, less than probably a week.
Add it to your Bolo sheet. It's a really good brand. Everything we've listed pretty much sold. Next is an LL Bean chamois flannel. It's a vintage one as well. Sold for $20, and I didn't see how long. Let's see, in about a month.
Denim and Flower. This took forever to sell, a little over a year. We would still pick it up. Normally list them, start them out at $24, and then take anywhere from $15 offer to obviously $24.
Was recreated and sold within 3 months of being recreated. This is a Peter Millar blazer. The blazers are pretty much the best thing Peter Millar makes. Blazers and suits sold for $60, and it sold within a month.
Croft and Borrow. Funny thing about Croft and Borrow, nobody ever likes it. These quick dry shirts sell really well for us. They actually sold more than the Polo Ralph Lauren pants that we sold. So these sold for $16. This sold for $16, and it sold really pretty fast for Croft and Borrow. For a used Croft and Borrow, sold in like 2 months. So
after being actually no, this was recreated as well. So this was listed $124.
Oh no, yeah, it was a year. Sorry, I thought it said.
But after being recreated, it sold in a couple of months.
I thought it was 12. Anyway, we pick up Croft and Borrow all the time.
This is a Guess Henley, another mall brand, new tag, sold for $16, and it sold within a month.
Burton Pavilion, what was that, like a ski jacket, sold for $28. It's an older style, still sold for $28.
FootJoy golf shoes, these sold pretty much instantly for $30. Definitely coming into golf season here.
GH Bass, very similar to the Magellan that we were talking about before. This sold for $21.85. Sold in less than a month.
A pair of cool cargo shorts sold for $20, and they took a while to sell, but after being recreated, they sold in a couple of months.
Boss Hugo Boss. This one, very quick sale. I think we paid around $3 or $4 for it, and sold for $20.
Definitely would not pay up for that though. Van Heusen new with tags shirt sold for $14, and it sold pretty quickly within a month.
Well, go back. It's the same thing happened to me. It's $224, so it was listed for a year, but we got recreated and sold.
I keep forgetting it's 25.
Yeah, 2025.
But within the month of being recreated.
Yeah. We pick Van Heusen up all the time if we can get it for $2 or less. And it's new. Brooks Brothers, this is a classic dress shirt. If it has the logo on it, that normally helps it for some reason. Don't really know why.
Helps it a lot, actually.
Sold it for $21.85, that full price, and it sold in less than a month. So that's actually true this time.
Judy Blue, this was a Goodwill pickup. They're black, which is a little bit better. Sold for $28 in about a month.
This is the New Orleans Saints. It's the salute to service style. They don't sell for as much as they used to. I think this one sold for around low 20s, 23, 24, and it sold still quickly. So they will sell. It's just they don't sell for like as much as they used to. So.
Oh, here we go. Pokemon.
This is something Christian bought forever ago.
So if you buy Pokemon, forget about it, and it'll sell for $100. So if this sold within like a day for $100, I'm not even sure how much I paid for it, but probably
I think it was between 30. I think it was around $30.
If you see like an older Pokemon thing, look it up because sometimes they go up in value.
Yeah.
Another
Path Projects hoodie.
Cool
so
logo.
That's pretty cool. Again, we sold 2 in the same week. This one sold for 43 or 44 or something like that. So yeah, but like I said, within a week sold.
Oh, another Pokemon. I got both Pokemons. Wow, this is a Charizard. I think it sold for.
They don't care what it is.
I think it sold for $130. So I just wanted to brag about it.
If you buy Pokemon cards and just hang on to them for 3 years, I mean,
not the best strategy.
They can kind of sell.
It's a long-term investment.
Yeah. Cleveland Guardians. So this is the
Dunbrook.
I guess kind of local. This is the Cleveland baseball team. Dunbrook was the brand. Nobody cares about that. They're searching for the Guardians, man, and that's what they got. They sold for $28.
Joseph Abood blazer, new with tag, sold for $50, and it took a minute to sell. Listed September of 24.
Yves Saint Laurent. This was a pretty bougie brand. It's a higher end brand. This one is older and it had a couple of issues. It was kind of like a snag, not really a stain.
That's a stain. This is a snag.
No, I listed it. It didn't really feel like a stain. But didn't pay a lot for it. I think I paid around $3 and it's over 16.
All right, guys. Next we have this Salvatore Ferragamo polo. This is a really expensive brand. They make really high-end shoes. They make watches. Obviously, they make suits, polos, all that good stuff. This sold for $90 and it sold within a month. If you see Ferragamo, it's almost always a pickup.
Fun fact, Christian's wearing glasses today and not me.
As if they haven't noticed.
Weird, huh? Mixing it up. This is an Aero dress shirt. Another weird mall brand. I don't even know if this is a mall brand. This is like a Macy's brand. Sold for $21.85. Got it for $1. Sold it in less than a month.
Wow.
So there's new with tag dress shirts. People don't care about the brand, apparently.
And when we first started reselling, I mean, there was a 0% chance I would have even looked that up because I would have just assumed it was bad.
I mean, I wouldn't look it up. It doesn't look up good.
No. This is an RLX men's golf polo. This is like a newer style RLX. Had a nice logo on the outside, which is one of the reasons we picked it up. We don't pick up the older RLX stuff. It doesn't seem to sell for hardly anything. It takes forever to sell. But this sold in less than a month for $24.
Brooks Brothers tuxedo. This one sold for $70. It was an older one.
Oh,
very old, but still sold very quickly, less than a month, probably a couple of weeks. Not even a couple of weeks.
Probably some like old attorney who's like, I need my same
But
suit.
them two-piece, if you can get the tuxedos with the pants and the blazer, and even the a nice vest or something like that, they're gonna do well.
And this large lapel. It's kind of how we knew to.
I mean, I think I maybe paid between $8 and $10 for that. So,
Barbour. Here's a Barbour flannel. It's actually a pretty good brand. The flannels, I would say, are some of the worst items in Barbour. Their jackets are really, really good. This sold for around $30, and it sold within a month. So, definitely happy with that sale. Barbour is a good brand.
Nike Pro Combat. Weirdly enough, Nike Pro Combat does better than just regular Nike Pro. So Nike Pro Combat, they don't make it anymore. They converted it to the other. So this one sold for $25, $26 maybe, and it's that neon color that people like. So sold quick.
I heard neon's out. Eddie Bauer convertible. Let me know, is neon out? Do you guys think neon's out? Eddie Bauer convertible.
I heard tie-dye was out.
Tie-dye is definitely out. I lost my train of thought.
Eddie Bauer convertible.
Oh, Eddie Bauer convertible hiking pants. These normally sell between $20 and $28 for us. $28 if we're just getting really lucky. I think this sold for somewhere in the middle, around $25. Listed $11.24, so listed in November of last year. So it took a minute to sell, but definitely happy with the result.
Spanx. This one, I think it was $28.50. We didn't have it we did have it. I get those mixed up numbers wise. It's close to a year, and it was recreated as well. Nifty, just showing you.
Man, it's so quick.
Showing you how often we recreate stuff and how often they sell after we do it. So,
yeah. So it was completely dead, listed in May of 24, and then bam, sold in March after being listed March 3rd.
Less than a week.
Robert Graham, the caveat to this is has the all-over skull print, which is really good for Robert Graham. It's also a pretty good size, 2XL. This was listed $8.24, but it was recreated on January 20th of this year, and it sold for $38.
Birdwell Beach Britches.
Here we go. What is that? Is that a bird?
Looks like a surfboard, I would say.
Interesting.
Anyway, these are board shorts. A lot of the times we'll put swim trunks and board shorts in the title. These sold for, I think, low 30s, 32 or 33. And they sold very quickly. I mean, a couple days. We don't see this brand often, but when we do,
we buy it.
Snatch it up.
This is an example of a mall brand, but it's denim. So denim seems to perform really well for our store, Ralph Lauren, Banana Republic, J. Crew, all those good mall brand names. This sold for $20, and it sold relatively quickly after being recreated again. Recreated February 27th.
No, not recreated.
Yeah, it was recreated. It wasn't relisted.
It was returned. It sold
Oh.
once and got returned, so the start time was later.
Oh, I take it back. I'm sorry.
Faraday. These were just the all-day shorts. Found these recently. These sold for that $33.25, and they sold pretty quickly, about a month. So a little less than a month, actually.
Peter Millar Crown Sport pullover. This is an example of an item that has
Of my fingernail in the photo.
has kind of fallen off. You're no longer getting $30, $40 for these. I believe we got $25 for this, and we were happy to get it. So
didn't pay very much.
Sold in like a month.
I think between $5 and $7 or something.
And Peter Millar is a brand that we used to pay up for, so we used to pay up quite a bit for it, and now we never pay up for it unless it's like new tags or something crazy.
Or more substantial.
Like cashmere, maybe.
Like a jacket or something like that. These are Loudmouth shorts. They were kind of rough. Loudmouth is a golf brand. Well, I don't know if they're specifically a golf brand, but they make golf attire. They always have crazy cool prints like this. They look in better shape than the photo. In the photos they look like they're in better shape than they were. They had some fading in a couple of small spots, but still sold for $14. So
this is an Anthropology. It's actually Cachel X Anthropology romper. Not something we pick up a lot, but the rompers do seem to do pretty well.
Is that an X or is that like Cachel and Anthropology?
I think that's what it is. Okay. I just said X because
I don't know. Yeah,
that's what it's in the title.
Genuinely curious.
But the jumpsuits and brands like Anthropology and Free People perform better for our store in particular. But I'm not sure if
we don't pick them up very often.
Yeah,
anyway.
The data is kind of limited with our store and those brands.
This is a Polo lamb's wool, and I believe this was old. Yes, it was. Very old item for us, and it was recreated again. I promise we're not picking these out because they were recreated.
There's a reason we use it.
It just happens more than we think it does, I guess. Yeah. This sold for $28, and it sold very quickly after being recreated. Not overall, but after recreated.
Yeah, we have around 12,000 items in our store, and there's a lot of YouTubers who have more items than us, but there aren't a lot that do more in sales than us, and we think a lot of the reason is...
Ooh, soft brag.
A lot of the reason is because of Nifty.AI. So take with that what you will. This is an Ari flannel. This sold pretty quickly, I think. Actually, no, it was recreated as well. So this is new with tags. It sold for around $20.
I mean, it wasn't real old. 1124 is not that bad. We recreated a lot of our flannels, though, just because we wanted to get rid of them. Oklahoma State Cowboys crew neck sweatshirt.
Wow. C1.
I mean, is it even a brand? I don't even know. CI Sport. Never heard of it. Never will again. But Pakistan. Still sold for $20 because the Oklahoma State Cowboys, I don't think there's a ton of their stuff out there on eBay, at least in our area.
Man, but that guy looks mad. Look at his face.
It sold in about a month. Well, January 28th, so about a month and a half.
I wonder who he voted for. Next is a Pendleton wool overcoat. Fun fact, this has sold twice. So the first time, what did we sell it for? Do you know? Like a 120?
No, it was less the first time.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So we sold it once. It was returned, and then we sold it again for, I believe, $90. It sold pretty quickly after being relisted from being returned. So definitely, these Pendleton, more substantial pieces can be pretty good.
Sold quick both times, yeah.
Was it a herringbone? I think it's herringbone, too. Yeah, herringbone. So if you see this pattern, that will sell it a lot faster.
Public Rec pants. These are the Workday chinos. These sold for $38. We actually have quite a few over there still. So if you want one,
good Bolo brand, though, Public Rec. And this is a pair of Nike Rappel Tech Pack cargo pants. We found the Nike Tech Pack stuff actually performs really, really well for us. I'm not sure why. Maybe it costs more new, but it sells a lot faster and it sells for more money. Paid like $1 for these, and they sold for around $30 really quickly. And I think they sold international too. So
Sonoma, another kind of Kohl's brand thing, sold for $18.
It literally says Kohl's on
it. They were sold for $18, and we only paid 2 or 3, I think. It says 6, but like I said, cost average.
Fighting that stock market. Nike sweatpants. Now, We don't really buy Nike sweatpants very often, but when they're big sizes, they sell really quickly for us.
And cheap enough.
Yeah, and well, we obviously don't pay up for them. This sold for $19, and it sold really quickly. It's a size 2XL men's gray Nike sweatpants.
I wonder what it was like to sell on eBay before everything was saturated. These are some linen pants.
A lot harder because it was harder to get stuff on eBay.
Maybe. Linen, these are Nautica linen pants that were new with tags. Linen season's upon us. These sold for $24, and they sold very quickly, less than a week or so.
This is a Brooks Brothers women's wool-lined trench coat. I actually almost didn't buy this because I just wasn't sure if it would sell.
Because I bought it.
Yeah. Are you sure you bought this?
Yes, 100%.
Oh, I've bought another women's Brooks Brothers trench coat.
We have two, yeah.
The one I bought was not as good because it was not wool-lined. Now that I'm thinking about it, I don't think the one I had was wool-lined. Anyway, this sold for, what, $90?
95.
Sold for $95.
It is weird, though. I don't know if they all do this, but if you look at the size tags, the one says 8 and the other says 10, so I had no idea what to put.
Oh, that is weird.
Yeah, I don't know if the lining was a different size I don't know.
Probably, yeah. The lining was probably bigger.
Weird. Ping golf brand. The jackets, obviously, in any of these brands are going to do better. It sold for around $28, and it sold a long time. It took a long time,
but it was
recreated by Poshmark. I mean, sorry, Nifty.AI, Nifty.AI.
Used to be formerly known as
Kind
of like Prince. Wait, didn't he change his name?
He was Prince, and then the artist formerly known as Prince. I don't know.
That's so clever. This is.
I think it's because he had a thing with the record company, and he like
him.
Remade his music or something like that. I don't know.
And Prince. Well, Eminem said Prince turned into a symbol, so maybe he's just a symbol. Shout out Slim Shady.
We don't know anything about music.
Next is a North Face Campshire fleece full zip jacket. This is a newer style. Nice big soft jacket. Sold for $48.45.
LL Bean convertibles. We sell a lot of convertibles. Like to buy them when we find them. They sold for $20. Yeah, I think actually $19. I think, and then they sold quickly. About a couple weeks.
Mack Weldon. Fun fact, my mom found a pair of Mack Weldon jeans the other day and asked me, are these good? I said, Mom, you should know that. I hope she doesn't watch this. She'll be mad I said that. These sold for $20, and they sold quickly.
The normal athleisure wear that they have isn't as great as it used to be, but the jeans and the more substantial pieces still do well. Gymshark leggings, we put these together. We don't typically do this a ton, but we have done it in the past, and it does work where you bundle stuff together in a listing. It sold for $48, and yeah, it sold pretty quick.
Vineyard Vines blazer again, but this one is a Kentucky Derby, so it adds a little bit of value. It's also a seersucker, so this sold for $66.
Kind of a smaller size,
too. Yeah, size was not the greatest. Sold for $66, and it took a minute to sell, but it was actually recreated as well. Recreated February 19th and has sold.
I don't know if we paid $30 for that one specifically again.
It sold. I mean, we sold it for $66.
Okay. Buffalo David Bittens.
It was off season when we bought it though, because obviously seersucker is more of a summery kind of vibe.
Not the best brand here, but once again, new with tags. Bought it $26. Sold. Relatively quickly, yeah, pretty quickly, a little over a couple weeks.
And I actually bought this. I bought this at Goodwill for $5. I was like, man, this is a decent tier. I mean, these things cost a decent amount of money new. So when you look it up, it doesn't look very good, but they sold fast. So my theory was correct.
I think eBay's suppressing mall brands.
eBay's search is always jacked up, so you can't trust it.
Is that it?
All right, guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to comment Hot Ones if you want to watch another Hot Ones episode of us torturing ourselves. Check out Nifty.AI. Check our link out, 15% off. Biggest discount available. As you can see, I mean, like half the stuff we sold was recreated at some point. So it's helping us for sure. Hopefully it will help you if you try it out. And if you don't like it, you can always cancel.
Yep. So thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. And I promise we're going to try to start posting more often. I swear we will. Last time I said that, we took a month off, but we're not going to do it again. So peace out.